action, adventure, comedy movie from 2004. This film is inspired by the novel of Jules Verne. It's directed by Frank Coraci. These are the actors presented in the movie. This is the story of a man who is obsessed with his inventions, and his dream is that man can fly. Hoping to make his dreams come true, he accepts the challenge of touring the world in 80 days, where he will be accompanied by a Chinese man who introduces himself as a Frenchman. The Bank of England was robbed. Lau Xing took the jade Buddha to take it back to his village where it belongs. In the meantime, in order to hide from the police, he climbed a tree where he saw a man performing experiments and he needed a volunteer. Lau agrees to be his servant, but falsely pretends to be a Frenchman with the name Passepartout because Phileas wants his servant to be French. Overjoyed by the result he has achieved, he wants to share it with the Royal Academy of Science. Lord Kelvin heard that the bank was robbed and shows his true nature by throwing things at other lords. General Feng has brought the Buddha to the Bank of England and will now have to take care of it again. We can see that Phileas' house is full of inventions and that he has dedicated his whole life to it. Passepartout goes with Phileas to the Academy of Science, who wears shoes with wheels. Phileas told them that he managed to break the speed of 50 kilometers, but they are making fun of him. Information is passed from one to the other that the thief was Chinese, but Passepartout tells them that he was Norwegian, and they believed. Also, when Phileas said he could tour the world in 80 days, Passepartout whispered that they should challenge him, because that way he could get to his home country. In return, Phileas wants to take Lord Kelvin's position as the Minister of Science, but if he fails, he must never invent again. They prepared for the journey, but Lord Kelvin sent an Inspector Fix to slow him down, who ruined everything he touched. In the end, he even thought his brain was leaking. However, Kelvin sent him on a trip to bother them, and there is also General Feng with her team. On the second day of the journey, they arrived in Paris. Passepartout should ask when the next train leaves in French, since he introduced himself that way, but he spoke only made-up words and noticed that a gang of General Feng was following him. So he decided to lie to Phileas that there was an exhibition of Thomas Edison's here just to hide. There, they met Monique, who is not appreciated as an artist and decides to go on a trip with them. Bad people manage to find him, who pretends to be looking for Edison. While they comment on her pictures, Passepartout told them they were picture thieves and they had to run away. When they came out, Passepartout got a great idea. They broke through between the lines, but Phileas allegedly lost the bag, which turned out to be Grandma's bag. But the bandits came again, so Passepartout had to fight his way back. He managed to catch the rope, but he hit several times, which left him without pants. Monique managed to recognize that he was not French, which he admitted, and said that those bandits were called Black Scorpions. And they agree to hide it from Phileas, but Passepartout has to persuade him that she can go on a trip with them, as he was against it. After that, Inspector Fix appeared and saw the jade Buddha. He tried to arrest Passepartout, but failed because he fell off the train. On the 10th day, they arrived in Turkey. Prince Happy demanded that they visit him and send people for them. He likes Monique, and warned them not to touch his statue, which is the most precious thing he has. When they wanted to go, Happy said that she would stay and become his 7th wife. They took the statue to blackmail him so that she could go back, but in the meantime, the statue broke, so they ran away by putting his hand on the door. The next stop is India. Back in England, they find out that Passepartout robbed a bank, so they put them on the wanted list to catch them in India. On the train, Passepartout told a legend about 10 kung fu fighters, who were actually from his village, while Phileas was attacked by a goat. They saw that the police were looking for them, so they had no choice but to disguise themselves as women. Then they came across Scorpion Gang and Inspector Fix, who served well. They finally came to China, and Passepartout took them to his village, where they met his family and his mother, who kept forcing Phileas to drink. When he discovered the truth that Passepartout used him for his own purpose, he wanted to continue the journey on his own, but the gang stopped him and captured all 3 of them. Lau tried to sort things out on his own, but he was overpowered. So 10 tigers came and defeated them. In the end, Phileas did not forgive them and decided to go alone. On the 61st day, he arrived in San Francisco. With the intention of helping one woman, Phileas got robbed. In the meantime, Lau and Monique went to look for him, and after 3 days, found him begging. Together they went to New York, where a bribed policeman took them to meet a General Feng, who had caused them a lot of trouble. A giant book fell that almost killed Lau. Inspector Fix returned from India empty-handed, so he flew out the window. They went on a ship, but as they ran out of time, they made their plane out of the ship. In return, the captain would get a new one. Phileas and Monique had their moment. There are 6 hours left, and they are getting ready to take off. They managed to control the plane, but by the time they reached London, the The plane began to break down, and they failed to arrive on time. The Lord ordered their arrest for theft, but Inspector Fix came, who said that the Lord Kelvin had tried to kill Phileas. Kelvin began to mock everyone, even the Queen, who arrested him. In the end, it turned out that they had miscalculated the time, and that they had 1 whole day left, and even a Queen bet on them. So they rushed to the steps to officially win, where the Inspector Fix fell again. Despite all obstacles, Phil managed to win a bet and travel the world in 80 days. On that journey, he was not alone, but gained his friend Lau and fell in love. Lord Kelvin will no longer bother them, same with a gang of scorpions. Phileas realized his dream, made a machine that allows people to fly, and became the new Minister of Science. Jackie Chan did choreography, as he did for most of his films. It's not an adaptation as accurate as a novel by Verne, but it was quite fun and enjoyable. Charming comedy with some funny moments and great action by Jackie Chan. Thank you for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button. See you soon.
Let's spend some time wasting it away. Your love is like music. You went and changed the game.